Former Governor Eric Greitens says claims he abused his ex-wife and children are made up. Told you today that former First Lady Sheena Chestnut Greitens said in a court filing that he pushed her and hit their children. Came out as part of a family court case in Boone County that Sheena Greitens wants to move to Texas courts to handle. Greitens' attorney called them lies and asked the judge to seal the case from public view. ABC 17's Hannah Falcon asked experts the question, could Greitens be forced to remove his candidacy following these claims? She joins me at the desk. Hannah, running for Senate, what did you find out today?
Lucas, Greitens has already filed for candidacy, so as of now, his status as a candidate for the primary election is sealed. But I spoke with the Secretary of State's office about what would happen if another candidate asked the courts to intervene.
Is that I trust the ability of the people of the state to make wise decisions.
The Secretary of State's office tells me a candidate like Eric Greitens could be forcibly removed from an election if the office received a court order. Another candidate could ask the courts to intervene in the removal of a candidate they view as corrupt. A wave of criticism for the Republican U.S. Senate candidate has flooded in since the affidavit from his ex-wife came out today detailing some alleged domestic abuse.
He needs to step out of this race and he needs to get professional help.
Greitens says the allegations are lies and claims his political opponents worked with his ex-wife to spread them, a stance he has maintained since filing day in February.
At the end of the day, you can have a big wave of lies, and that wave of lies can be powerful. And it can be supported by the media, it can be supported by your enemies. But ultimately, that big wave of lies crashes on the rock of the facts.
Secretary of State Jay Ashcroft says he will remain neutral on the situation.
And we will just run the elections in a nonpartisan way. And I have full confidence that the people of the state will look at the facts, will look at the evidence, and they'll make a great decision to keep Missouri moving forward.
And Lucas, as of right now, Greitens has not given any sign that he will withdraw from the election.
And lots of politicians have called for Greitens to resign on both sides of the aisle at this point and really to step up and get out of the race himself. Is there still time for a candidate to do that?
Yes, there is still time. So candidates have until the 11th Tuesday before the election to withdraw. For the U.S. Senate primaries in August, that's going to be May 17th.
And if a candidate wants to withdraw, how do they do that?
So I spoke with the Secretary of State's office about this, and they told me that a candidate has to either withdraw in person at the office or through a sworn statement.
Some of the claims that we read today in that court filing, Hannah, seem to detail some level of abuse as well. Is it possible Greitens could face criminal charges for what Sheena Greitens is claiming happened?
So it is possible, but not for all of the allegations. If they happened in Missouri, the state law says that most felony cases are beyond the statute of limitations after 3 years and misdemeanors after 1 year. The claims of abuse Sheena Greitens laid out happened in 2018 and 2019.
All right. Hannah Falcon, thank you for your great reporting on this issue.